Park, John McLaren's masterpiece. It stretches all the way from the University of San Francisco campus out to the Pacific Ocean. And today, the Hilltop hosts the 17th ranked team in the country, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, in town to take on the San Francisco Dons. And a very pleasant good afternoon to you. I'm George Devine along with Jessica Blodgett. Jessica, we're going to see two of the best post players in the West Coast Conference today. Let's start with Yvonne Ejim of Gonzaga, Player of the Year candidate, All-America candidate, and so much more.
Very impressive player. She's averaging about 20 points per game. She had a double-double a couple days ago against Santa Clara, plus 5 assists. And even more impressive, she's shooting 65% from the floor.
That is hard. It's going to be hard this afternoon because she's going to take on an outstanding, kind of an undersized post in Deborah Dos Santos. She just missed a double-double against LMU on Thursday. Didn't have enough rebounds, but you can almost pencil her in for 10 rebounds every night.
Deborah Dos Santos, also impressive player. Slow start versus LMU a couple days ago, but once she got going in the second quarter, she was hard to stop. Again, also averaging a double-double for USF. She's doing a great job this season.
Well, Gonzaga tries to make it 9 straight 20-win seasons, while the San Francisco Dons are looking to pull the upset. San Francisco's played well in conference. Well, who's going to win? Stick around and find out. Our tip-off is coming up next. WCC action on ESPN+. And you're looking live at War Memorial Gymnasium at the Sobrano Center in San Francisco. The starting lineups are being introduced to the crowd. Let's introduce them to you. And this afternoon's starting lineups are brought to you by the Hilltop Club. Remember, join the Hilltop Club today, and you can help support name, image, likeness efforts for San Francisco student athletes. There's San Francisco's lineup. We talked about Deborah Dos Santos, but Luana Leche's been playing very well lately, Jessica.
Yeah, she's really stepped it up for San Francisco. In the beginning of conference, she's come in on the floor. She's hitting some big shots. She's been pretty consistent over the past few games.
And let's check out the starting five for number 17, Gonzaga. Might get a little confusing. They have identical twins, KAYLYNNE and TRUONG. They are something special in the backcourt. Pair of graduates, students from Houston. They've been part of the program since 2019. Eliza Hollingsworth from Australia, and then Brenna Maxwell is a great compliment. She can do a lot of things for this squad.
Gonzaga's having a great year, ranked number 17. I'm really looking forward to seeing them play today.
And San Francisco wins the tip because Hollingsworth stepped out of bounds with it. This starting lineup for the Dons, 7-9 on the year. Overall, San Francisco 8-11. Gale's looking in for Dos Santos. Hollingsworth is bottling her up well so far. The Dons have been a team this year that has started slowly. Do they have that luxury tonight? Here's Gales and Hollingsworth there for the rebound.
There's no slow start for San Francisco. You can't come out against a team like Gonzaga and not be on your A game.
KAYLYNNE TRUONG misses the three. She gets it right back, gets it to sister Kaylee. Off in the corner, Maxwell buries the three.
Incredible ball movement by Gonzaga. They really whipped it around the top of the key and were able to find the open shooter.
4 of Gonzaga's 5 starters average 10 points or more. You throw in the 9.5 for KAYLYNNE TRUONG, and they're pretty much 5 double-figure people. Here's Leche in deep. And pile up for the rebound. This will go to Gonzaga on the arrow. Well, Gonzaga's had quite a year. Beat Stanford at home back on November the 26th. 13 straight wins. Actually, that was in the 26th of November when they lost to Louisville down in Phoenix. They do have a win over Stanford earlier in the year. Here's Maxwell. Too high for Ejim on the alley-oop. I was talking with Gonzaga's broadcaster, Steve Michaelbusts. He's been doing this for 20 years, and he said outside of the Courtney Vandersloot teams around 2008 to 2011, this is the best Gonzaga team he's seen. Just in terms of overall depth. Leche into the paint. He has a trip on Hollingsworth. So pull up a chair, make yourself comfortable. Jessica, let's talk about the keys to the ballgame. What do you see as the keys?
You know, I think for San Francisco, they need to contain Yvonne Ejim. Gonzaga also is 6th in the nation for three-point average. They've already hit a three-pointer. It's important for USF to kind of keep them away from the three-point line. For San Francisco, they need to San Francisco needs to stop the three-pointers. For Gonzaga, they need to contain Deborah Dos Santos, and they need to get back in transition defense.
Is there a way to contain Ejim as Leite takes her second free throw?
You know, Deborah Dos Santos is primarily going to be guarding her. The guards are going to need to sink down and help defense.
Well, Dons get a split at the line. KAYLYNNE TRUONG finds Hollingsworth. Ejim wants it. Cami Fulcher is giving up some inches and some pounds down there. Hollingsworth on Dos Santos. KAYLYNNE TRUONG. Shot clock down to 9. Hollingsworth, great little head fake. And Dos Santos stuffs it.
Big time block by Deborah Dos Santos.
Here's Gales. Too hard, and Maxwell the rebound. Dons haven't beaten the Zags since 2017. February 16th, 77-72. Rachel Howard and Anna Silent both scored 20-plus points in that Dons win. The Dons had split the previous year with the Zags. San Francisco won here in 2016. Here's Leite. And Leite gets her own rebound. Gales for 3. And San Francisco's cold to start the game. And KAYLYNNE TRUONG lays it in.
Beautiful behind the back move and finger roll by KAYLYNNE TRUONG.
Here's Leite. Gales. Yes. So a 2-point Gonzaga lead. KAYLYNNE TRUONG left open. And the rebound to Fulcher. Yeah, Zags as a team shoot 39% from 3. And Leite probably should have had that off the hesitation. That's a frustrating one to miss.
Yeah, I bet you wish she had that one back again.
Ejim down the lane. And Dos Santos would call for the block. Deborah kind of made the traveling pantomime right there.
I thought it was a good defensive stance by Deborah Dos Santos.
So Keita and Sham check in for the Dons. Dos Santos and Gales go out, so the Dons' 2 leading scorers go to the bench. Gales leads San Francisco with 17 tonight. Dos Santos a little more than 14. And here's the conference's leading scorer, Von Ejim at the line. Jessica, you mentioned it when the game started, 65% from the floor, 81% at the line. She's 0 of 1 from the three-point line this year, but you might remember last year she hit that 3 from midcourt to end the first half here in San Francisco. Here's Fulcher. And the rebound grabbed by Callie Stokes. KAYLYNNE TRUONG. Hybens is inside. TRUONG with the miss. Ejim. And we'll go to San Francisco with 5:44 to go. Well, San Francisco 1 of 8 from the floor. Gonzaga 2 of 6.
Number 11, Jasmine Gales returns, replacing Luana Leite.
Worth on the go. Here's Gales. Sham stretched for the rebound, but Ejim with the quicker hands. Real proof there. Positioning means everything. KAYLYNNE TRUONG, yes! KAYLYNNE TRUONG's averaging 13 a game. She's shooting 39% from 3. Fulcher. Sham for the putback. And the foul. Zainabu Cham will go to the line for the three-point play.
Yeah, for some reason, I just love when I see Zainabu Boucham come into the game. I can't wait to see how she grows as a player.
Cham to shoot one only. Cham is 2 of 3 at the line this year, so not a huge sample in the 20th game of the year for San Francisco. And Ejim off the rebound. Worth nearly took it away.
Gonzaga substitution, number 12, Eliza Hollingsworth returns. She replaces Yvonne Ejim.
Hollingsworth. KAYLYNNE. Last year with the TRUONG twins, KAYLYNNE got hurt, only played 10 games. KAYLYNNE, the conference player of the year. Gonzaga out to the 10-5 lead on San Francisco. The Bulldogs own the boards right now. Got more college basketball coming up between the Zags and Dons on ESPN+.
It's time for the ultimate showdown. The Credit Union won WCC Basketball Championship in Las Vegas. Don't miss the high-flying WCC action as 18 programs battle it out to crown 2 champions. Who will be your champion? Scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
27 student athletes
from every place,
culture,
background.
These teams are the world
on a basketball court. This school is the world
on a campus.
We are all different here by nature, but we're all united on the same mission
to change the world from here.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. It's time to get out there and make the most of the season in a dynamic SUV or powerful truck. Gear up for your next adventure in a new Toyota. Right now, get low 3.99% APR on the versatile RAV4 or spacious Highlander, or lease a RAV4 for as low as $399 a month.
Grab the keys, let's go!
Toyota, let's go places.
Making your life easy is what Provident Credit Union is all about. Like our Super Reward Checking. It's absolutely free checking that pays you high dividends. Plus, you'll get ATM rebates, so you can use any ATM anywhere at no charge. And there are no monthly service fees. 0. To get started, visit one of our many Bay Area locations or go online to providentcu.org. Get the checking account that pays you money. Super Reward Checking from Provident Credit Union.
Well, KAYLYNNE TRUONG hits both field goals and free throws, and Gonzaga leads it by 7. 12-5 the score. San Francisco in the gold, playing here at home, trying to beat Gonzaga for the first time since 2017. Gonzaga trying to make it 9 straight 20-win seasons. 23 overall as a program. Dos Santos. And here's a 3-ball from Gales. We got a foul on the rebound. What did you see, Jess?
Just Deborah Dos Santos came in too hard on the rebound and knocked down one of the Zags players. It was kind of a silly frustration foul, and now that's her second foul, I believe, and not good for San Francisco for her to have such early fouls in the game.
And especially on the day when Dos Santos hasn't shot the ball yet, and the Dons are 2 of 11 overall. It's not going to help them much. Well, Dos Santos recovers the loose ball. Leite make it 2 of 12. Dos Santos, yes! Great feed from Gales.
Yeah, you know, Deborah Dos Santos hasn't been able to shoot the ball because she hasn't been able to get the ball, and that was the first time she actually touched it and she was able to score. So if they can get her the ball, she has the ability to score.
So sometimes probably the best way to defend somebody is to, take away the passing opportunities to them. Beautiful hook by Huijbens from the Netherlands. Mount Huijbens, 6'3" junior. When you grow up in the Netherlands, you can say somewhere near Amsterdam. Worth buries the 3. All of a sudden, San Francisco back within 4. We talked about they can't afford the slow start today. Gonzaga is a team that will get a jump on you, and that can be it. Little kick there for Dos Santos. Cham will come back for Dos Santos, and this is really a big opportunity for Cham.
Yeah, Deborah Dos Santos has 2 fouls early in the game. This is going to be an opportunity for Cham to step into her shoes and try to, get some baskets and show Molly Goodenbauer that she can step into that role.
Here's Ejim around Cham. You got to wonder how much Cham's 6'6" frame factored in that shot. Keita for the 3. And the rebound to Huijbens. KAYLYNNE TRUONG pushes it. Huijbens off the pump fake. Here's TRUONG for 3. Huijbens, yes. Great job for Gonzaga cleaning the glass. Gales. Fulcher. And there's Keita on the catch and shoot. She'll go to the line. Well, offensively, we saw a lot of work around the perimeter there. What are the Dons trying to do, Jessica?
They're really trying to shift the defense back and forth and look for the gaps. With the ball movement, eventually people are going to find gaps on offense to try to get those shots and the cuts like Keita did.
Remember, this afternoon's broadcast is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. If you open a Provident Credit Union checking account today, it will pay you. Find out more at providencecu.org. Dons basketball is also brought to you by the Northern California Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Gales at the line. Keita at the line. Keita split the pair. 16-11. KAYLYNNE TRUONG has got Ejim inside. Works it around the top for Stokes. And Keita in a tie-up. I think we just witnessed how strong Yvonne Ejim is.
Yeah, she's a very strong athletic player for Gonzaga.
She's one of 8 children, grew up in Calgary, Alberta. A lot of people call Calgary the Denver of Canada. So it's just west of the Rockies, and they love football.
American football or?
Well, Canadian football, pigskin football. The Stampeders are a big deal there in the CFL. Play with a little longer gridiron up there. Gales, Keita, shot clock inside 8. And Keita delivers. Keita has played well lately. She had 6 off the bench against LMU, went 2 for 4 from 3. Huijbens hands it off. On the pick and roll. Great change by TRUONG. Ejim, the putback again. Yes. It's almost like she was playing volleyball with herself.
if San Francisco is going to be successful tonight, they really need to limit her second chance opportunities.
18-13. Here's Leitchi, off contact. And Stokes sets the break. Here's Truong into Ejim. Over Fulcher. And Cammie's called for the block. So far, Gonzaga 6 of 15 from the floor, 40%. The Dons 5 of 18. They're shooting 28%. Esther Little from Ipswich, England, checks into the game. I know somebody who played basketball in Ipswich, got paid for it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Oh, not that long ago.
It seems like forever.
England still had a queen then, right?
Yes.
Had a queen for a while. Well, Ejim on the year, 81% free throw shooter. Well, last year when these two clubs met in San Francisco, she hit a buzzer beater from midcourt to end the first quarter. That shot gives Gonzaga a 6-point lead. Guy working the national TV broadcast that day said, "Oh, she'll never shoot a three." And guess what happened a couple minutes later?
Half-court shot.
Yeah, I felt like I was really dumb. Here's Leitchi. Well, Ejim and company right now don't have to worry about, well, they can work it down a little bit. 10 to shoot. Here's Kaylee Truong, has it knocked out of bounds. So 6.1 left. You don't need to take a half-court shot here. You're kind of at the point where you can work for a real high percentage look. They're looking for Ejim. She's got it. The fade. Yes! And time will run out on San Francisco. 1 quarter in the books. Back-to-back years. Ejim scores at the end of the first quarter for Gonzaga. Gonzaga has an 8-point lead. The ball will go back to the Zags when we get back from this break on ESPN+.
One of the world's largest racing events. Now is the
BC.
Well, you're looking at Don Francisco, the Dons mascot, enjoying a Saturday afternoon on the hilltop. And he's been schmoozing and dancing all day. Gonzaga with the ball as we start the second quarter. Von Ejim has got 6 rebounds, halfway to her season high. She had 13 earlier this year. She's career high is 14. Leitchi called for the trip against KAYLYNNE Truong. Well, Jessica, anything hopping out at you statistically so far?
I think the rebounding is important. Right now, USF is getting significantly out-rebounded by Gonzaga. Additionally, Gonzaga has 9 points just off of second chance opportunities.
Yeah, they've got 4 offensive rebounds. Even got a 3 off an O board. So they've scored after every offensive rebound today. And we saw Ejim get 2 offensive rebounds and put it back. Kind of like playing volleyball by yourself. 21-13. Gales down low Dos Santos. And Hollingsworth outstretches Dos Santos for the rebound.
We talked earlier about, how perfect San Francisco has to play against Gonzaga. And missing those easy opportunities inside is just going to be hard for USF to overcome.
More offensive boards for Gonzaga. But Leitchi swipes it away and gets fouled by KAYLYNNE Truong. KAYLYNNE Truong Not happy with crew chief Kyle Bacon.
I liked how Jasmine Gales almost kind of ran a block until the end to give Leitchi that lane to the basket.
Every inch you can get down there makes a difference.
Absolutely, especially against a great team like the Gonzaga.
Don's basketball today brought to you by 25 Ventures, the preeminent diversity-focused venture fund. Find out more at 25v.co. Now, we've never waited so long during a broadcast for a baseline inbound as we're waiting right now. Okay, now, here's Dos Santos. Hands it back to Gales. And the rebound ricochets out to Hollingsworth. KAYLYNNE Truong, always a threat to shoot from three. Ejim had to step out to get that. And Ejim scores. Ejim's having a ball right now. Ejim's got 9 with 7 rebounds, so she could have a double-double here in the next couple minutes. Conference of the Year, Player of the Year candidate. All-American candidate. Here's Worth for 3. Gonzaga's ball off Dos Santos' touch. I mean, this Gonzaga club has just burned through WCC competition this year. Portland, the team picked to finish second. Zags beat him 74-53 in Portland to start conference. Dons have gone 3.5 minutes without a score. Gonzaga is scoring frequently just like that. Ejim now has 11 points. And the Zags in the red nearly doubling up on the Dons in the gold. Leitchi finds Worth in the crowd. Dos Santos blocked from behind by Hollingsworth, and here come the Zags. KAYLYNNE Truong leaves it. 3 not there. That's out of bounds.
Yeah, Ejim got away with a little bit of an over the back, in my opinion, on that last rebound.
Gonzaga had absolutely blew out Santa Clara both times they played the Broncos. That will get us to a break. 7:16 to go in the first half. Gonzaga starting to run away with this one. Can the Dons slow down the Zags? And that will go to a full timeout. We'll come back after this on ESPN+.
Live sports.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN. At Target, try fast and free drive up. I never knew there was a love like this before. Try fast and always free drive up at Target.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Hockey stars will shine brightest in Toronto.
Hockey game is the best game you can name.
The 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend, February 2nd and 3rd on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+.
PGA Tour live on ESPN+. From the Pacific to the playoffs, every tournament starts on ESPN+. Stream your own way with 4 unique feeds. PGA Tour live on ESPN+.
Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Andrea Carter here.
And let me tell you something. It's conference season time, which means it's time to get ESPN Plus. That's where you can find your favorite teams and conferences. So get in the game and stream now.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN.
PGA Tour Live. Every tournament starts on ESPN Plus.
NHL All-Star Weekend on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus.
The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
Live action resumes here in San Francisco. Leche creates a little distraction for Gonzaga. 6 to shoot. KAYLYNNE and the putback. Are we counting the basket? No, we are not. The foul occurred before the shot went off, and the foul will go against Gonzaga, Jessica.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what happened, but I did see Kata go flying across the floor.
It's on Hollingsworth, her second. So two of the big names on the marquee have a couple of fouls. Dos Santos for San Francisco, Hollingsworth for Gonzaga. Yvonne Ejim will come back after a rest. You know, with the TV timeouts going 2.5 minutes, if you can get out of the game maybe a minute before a timeout, and then come out, return maybe 30 seconds into play, you get almost a 3-4 minute break. That's a big deal. It's a lot of breather. Here's Leche to the hole. And a rare miscue for Gonzaga. Talking about how this team took care of business against Santa Clara. Gonzaga won 82-45 in Santa Clara Thursday night. In the fourth quarter, outscored the Broncos 23-9. That is an exclamation point on a victory.
Yeah, it's a tough one. They're just a really good, solid, fundamental team.
Worth. And Ejim runs down the rebound. For Ejim, rebound number 7. She already has 11 points. And Worth and Sauenbein tied up there. First on Worth. Second team foul on Molly Gudenbauer's squad. Get a look at the Dons bench right there. Inbound to Hybens. Corner tray. Nothing there for KAYLYNNE. She gets it back from Ejim. Hybens. KAYLYNNE. Hybens. Yes! Mount Hybens. 6 points, 3 rebounds. Here is Leche. Hybens the rebound. Ejim at the head of the break. Great job by Worth to knock that out of bounds. Well, Dos Santos is back for San Francisco, so Molly Gudenbauer's kind of betting everything on Dos Santos to step up here despite the 2 fouls.
Gonzaga's just a solid defensive team. They're putting a lot of pressure on San Francisco guards, and it's been next to impossible to get Deborah Dos Santos the ball at this point in the game.
Maxwell buries the 3, and timeout San Francisco. Well, San Francisco has taken 2 timeouts of their 4 already, and this is screaming runaway right now.
It's possible for San Francisco to get back in this game, but they're going to have to start playing a lot better.
A 14-0 run for Gonzaga.
You can't have a team like Gonzaga get 3 opportunities to score. They're just going to beat you. It's too hard.
You know, it's interesting how the WCC is shaking out this year. Because you got Gonzaga at the top. Pacific is 5-2 in second place. Then San Francisco and Portland are tied for third. Portland has the tiebreaker edge because they beat the Dons. Here is Fulcher. And she's called for a travel. But this Dons offense is out of rhythm right now. And Lisa Fortier has been known as a defensive maestra during her career at Gonzaga. She was the defensive coordinator when Kelly Graves was bringing in all those great recruits like Courtney Vandersloot. But Lisa has brought in a lot of great recruits herself. Made it a destination. Hybens on the wing for Maxwell. Another three. Look at this. The rebounds this quarter, 10-2 in favor of Gonzaga. Gonzaga has outscored the Dons 12-0 here in the second. Gales to inbound it. Dos Santos. Dons have not had a lot of room to work with offensively. Gales from 17 away. That will stay with San Francisco on the punch out by Maxwell. 7 minutes without a score for San Francisco. And time runs out on San Francisco. It's 20-point Gonzaga lead with 4 minutes to go. Ejim does it again. Right now, San Francisco has no answers.
A lot of offense stems from defense, and Gonzaga's defense is relentless. They're just not giving San Francisco any opportunity to score easily.
Dos Santos draws two defenders, gets tripped, but it's a non-shooting foul. And you know, for as physical as Gonzaga is, Jess, that's only their third foul of the quarter.
Yeah, they just play clean, hard basketball. They get up when they can. They move their feet well.
Number 11, KAYLYNNE returns. And number 35, Reese Salenbein checked in as well.
It's a 19-0 run over 8 minutes for Gonzaga. San Francisco gets a reprieve at the line. The Dons have missed their last 4 field goal tries. Dos Santos, 63% free throw shooter. The Dons as a club shoot 71%. It's right about the threshold coaches like to see, 70% or more from the line. Ejim. And Gales runs down a rare loose Gonzaga loose ball. And Gales, nothing there. Dead ball rebound to the Dons. But, you know, I think another part of what Gonzaga is doing is they're respecting Dos Santos' ability on the boards. Every time she goes for a rebound, there are 2 people around her.
Yeah, I think even last time there was like 3.
Ejim beats Fulcher to the ball and scores. Well, you know, last year, KAYLYNNE TRUONG was the player of the year in the WCC, and that award can likely stay with Gonzaga, but if you based it upon a game like this, it's going to Ejim.
Yeah, she's just such a great player.
Keita. Yes. Oh, that breaks a string for the Dons of missing field goals. Gonzaga, though, has made 5 of its last 6. Maxwell. Here's Burton. Kaylee Truong. Sallenbein with a rare miss. Worth and Leitchie come back for Keita and Tirado. Marina Hernandez will check in for the Dons.
Also for the Dons, number 14, Marina Hernandez makes her first appearance.
Just heard somebody say Vamos Marina, which means go Marina in Spanish. Hernandez has not played in the last 3 games. She had 2 points in the rout over Pepperdine a couple weeks ago. Leitchie doesn't have a cutter. Fulcher against Sallenbein. Finds Gales. Gets the roll. Well, Jasmine Gales had plenty of contact to evade right there from Burton.
Yeah, she drew the contact, didn't get the foul, but she was able to finish the shot.
Sallenbein. Here's Kaylee Truong. Too high for Sallenbein. You know, when I see a pass like that, I think of my late father. He would always yell alley-oop. And he did it out of affection for the great 49er R.C. Owens, whose nickname was alley-oop. He used to catch balls like that in the end zone. So I think kind of an appropriate thought on NFC Championship weekend with the 49ers playing Detroit tomorrow. Here's Gales to Leitchie. Great delay. And Hybens in there for the rebound. I'm really impressed with Hybens off the bench. Some great basketball talent has come out of the Netherlands. Here's Gales. Yes! Jasmine Gales, one of the many talented players to grow up in Seattle, has 6. Final 44 seconds until intermission. Kaylee Truong to Hybens. But I love when posts pass from the corner of the lane. Shot clock to 6. Kaylee Truong fires. Hybens taps it to Leitchie. Leitchie and the Dons can work it for the last shot here.
How about that box out by Jasmine Gales?
And by the way, San Francisco's on a 6-0 run. Here's Gales. She's beaten the buzzer before. She gets blocked there. Here's Truong. And even if it went, it wouldn't have counted. The officials saying it went off as the red light came on. So, 2 quarters in the book. And Gonzaga with the 16-point lead over San Francisco. We're talking to Molly Gudenbauer, San Francisco's head coach, at halftime. Plenty more coming up. West Coast Conference basketball comes your way on ESPN+.
It's 10 feet. One shot makes you a soup for 24.
Waiting for the break of day. Getting up to splash.
ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+.
You know, we didn't get off to a great start, especially offensively, and then kind of challenged them at halftime to come out and take ownership of what they were doing out on the floor on both ends of the court. And those guys took it to heart, and they played a really good third quarter, and then we kind of played decent and played well enough in the fourth quarter and kind of be able to finish it out.
When you look at the way your team is growing and progressing, are you happy with the start to West Coast Conference play?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, every game and every practice we want to continue to get better and continue to be building towards the end. And, you know, we know that all the conference games that we're playing are to position ourselves to get a good seed in the conference tournament, and then we're going to have to show up and play well there if we want to end 0-0, you know.
Great position underneath the basket.
And you're looking at highlights from the first half of action here. And you're looking at highlights from the first half of action here today in San Francisco. Gonzaga has put on a show, Jessica.
Yeah, I've been incredibly impressed with them, both offensively and defensively. They come out and play amazing defense. They're up on people. They're trapping at the half court. It's making it very difficult for USF to even get the ball down the court on offense, to set their offense up. And on offense, they're just a well-run team. They make their baskets. They get the ball inside and out, and they really support each other by, making great passes and finishing their shots.
And Yvonne Ejim is just having an amazing game. She had a career-high 13 rebounds on Thursday in Santa Clara. She's got 15 points so far in this one.
Yeah, she's doesn't miss. She gets great position underneath the basket. She runs the floor in transition, and she has a great nose for the ball on offensive rebounds. If she sees a player from her team shooting an outside shot, she's always finding the right position in order to find the offensive rebound.
And so Ejim looking for her 8th double-double of the year. We mentioned the 15 points. She has 8 rebounds. Aya Keita has played some big minutes off the bench for the Dons, but the Dons have had a rough go out of the backcourt just trying to score.
Yeah, again, Gonzaga's defense sets up at half court, and they look for that early trap right as USF brings the ball over half court, and they've been pretty successful. And if USF is able to get the ball over half court, they continue to play tough defense.
You see the Dons warming up right now. What do you see as the keys for the second half for, first of all, Gonzaga to put this game away and, get on to, its 20th win of the year?
For Gonzaga, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. They're playing a great game. They're finishing their shots. They're playing great defense. They're getting the rebounds. For USF, they've missed a lot of easy under-the-basket shots. And against a team like Gonzaga, you can't make those mistakes.
Yeah, and you said it so well early on. San Francisco needed to play a nearly mistake-free game to have a chance to win this. It's interesting. I was looking at the WCC standings during the break, and, Pacific is in 3rd place, but, there's a little bit of a bugaboo on that. The Tigers have not played Gonzaga yet, and they have not played Portland yet.
Yeah, the two toughest teams so far in the conference, and they've not played them yet. So we'll see how it plays out for them.
Yeah, and an interesting thing for San Francisco, the Dons beat Loyola Marymount Thursday. They open conference with the Lions. They're done with the Lions. They'll see Pepperdine Thursday in Malibu. After that, done with the Waves. They still haven't seen San Diego, and they still haven't seen St. Mary's. They won't see St. Mary's until the 2nd week of February.
It's a long season.
Yeah, it's a long season, but the scheduling used to be much more balanced in terms of you rarely saw somebody a second time until you had played everyone once.
Yeah, that's what I remember when I played.
Well, they used to play, when you played, the team you opened against was the team you closed against. It was kind of this weird schedule, and then when you finished the first half, you usually played that same team again in the first game of the second half. So in theory, you could have 80 minutes against Gonzaga or San Francisco. Or here's KAYLYNNE TRUONG to Maxwell. I really like Maxwell. Hollingsworth left open. KAYLYNNE TRUONG to Ejim. Dos Santos with the block. Dos Santos played a good chunk of the first half with 2 fouls. Posts on KAYLYNNE TRUONG. You're talking about quick hands right there, Jessica.
Yeah. Deborah Dos Santos had the mismatch on one of the Trong sisters, and she brought the ball down. You never want to bring the ball down against a guard, especially guards who have quick hands like the Trong sisters do.
You sound like the lady who coaches the team that practices after mine on Monday nights. Hook shot for Dos Santos. I've heard you tell your 8th graders that a few times.
Yes. It's a solid lesson to learn.
Important one. You can see Gonzaga, everybody, especially the post, brings the ball up high when they're looking to pass. Hollingsworth, yes. Eliza Hollingsworth is averaging just under 10 points a ball game, 9.9 to be exact. And the lay-in is good for Leite. Maxwell looking to deal. Here's Ejim. Off Fulcher in a charge. That's going to feel like getting hit by a snowplow.
Yeah. Yvonne Ejim is a very strong athletic player. And good job by Cami Fulcher of getting herself in between the basket and Ejim and taking that foul.
Yeah, Ejim can make you pay. Leite. Dos Santos the rebound. Draws the foul in the crowd.
Personal foul, Gonzaga, number 15, on Ejim. That's her third.
3 on Ejim, so Lisa Fortier has to get the revolving door going. And she'll bring Maud Hybens into the ball game. Hybens had a great first half, by the way.
You know, when you talked earlier about some of the things that need to happen in order for USF to get back into the game, Yvonne Ejim getting into foul trouble is one of them. Keeping her off the floor is important. She's such a great player that she makes a difference, and having her off the floor is an opportunity for USF to get back into this game.
And Dos Santos hitting a couple of free throws with the clock stopped. I mean, you don't want to think too much about the clock with still 18-plus minutes remaining in regulation, but when you're down by 13 and you have been down by 20, every second really counts. Fouls on Worth, her second. And they need the cleanup crew out there.
San Francisco foul, number 12, Freya Worth, her second, first team foul.
Maxwell, yes. Well, Maxwell, known as a three-point shooter. She's hit in 24 consecutive games, but she's also got a great mid-range shot, too. Worth left open. Dos Santos puts it in. Cami Fulcher with major hustle points on that basket, too. Hybens, Kaylee Trong, KAYLYNNE. Back to KAYLYNNE. Shot clock at 12 for the Zags. And San Francisco gets a free front court advance on the backcourt violation. So Cham and Kata go in for Fulcher and Dos Santos. Leite will go to the line. Second on Maxwell. Well, San Francisco is on a 6-0 run, their second 6-0 outburst of the afternoon, and Gonzaga's gone 2-13 without a score. A lot of that with Ejim out of the game. And Leitchi's had kind of a rough day, Jessica.
Yeah, she's not been shooting well from the floor. She hasn't given up yet, but she needs to start making these free throws.
Leite misses both. That was a big opportunity for San Francisco. And Gale's call for the reach. You know, we could say, hey, when you're down by 13 or 14, missing free throws is a huge deal. You never want to waste points, but I think you make the case you never want to waste any points.
Jasmine Gale's just trying to make up for getting caught on the screen, got caught on the foul.
Great pass to Hybens. And KAYLYNNE Trong is down. Last year it was Kay Lee who got hurt and missed 23 games. KAYLYNNE, the player of the year in the conference. And Gonzaga's medical staff and head coach Lisa Fortier out on the floor to have a look at her. We hope she's okay. But all of a sudden, the house is silent as you see the Dons huddling with Molly Gudenbauer. And good news to report, KAYLYNNE TRUONG is up and moving.
Number 10, Callie Stokes, replaces KAYLYNNE TRUONG.
Lisa Fortier, the Gonzaga coach, went out into the lobby with KAYLYNNE TRUONG, so her assistant's right now running the show. Now she's back through the door. Here's Kata. And the rebound to Gonzaga and Hollingsworth. KAYLYNNE TRUONG, Hollingsworth. Stokes played good minutes in the first half. And free throws coming up for Stokes. Kata, her second, third team foul. Cham out, Dos Santos back for San Francisco. When you look at the rebounding overall, Jessica, it favors Gonzaga 31-16, but in terms of defensive boards, it's 22-9 in favor of the Zags. They rebound well. Dos Santos, great feed to Kata, and the score. It's kind of like the three-player reeve a lot of teams run in practice.
Yeah, that was the first time that I've seen USF really been able to break that half-court defense that Gonzaga likes to play.
Number 32, Cammie Porcher checks in for the Dons. For Luana Leite.
Well, Gonzaga right there. A rare miscue on offense. Believe it or not, they've got 11 turnovers today. They've shot well. Shooting 44% for the game. Kata with the score. Well, 13-point game. Still a lot of time left here in the third. This had blowout written all over it in the second quarter. Hybens. Stokes. KAYLYNNE TRUONG. Hybens. Big rebound for Stokes and a foul.
San Francisco is doing a great job. They're just having a hard time boxing out, and Gonzaga just has a size advantage.
Gonzaga with an advantage on the scoreboard, too. The Zags 46, the Dons 33. More West Coast action is coming up right here on ESPN+.
Bravo! You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase every week. That makes you the hero of every purchase. What's in your wallet?
PGA Tour live on ESPN+.
Everybody out on the golf course.
From the Pacific to the playoffs and every hole in between.
Phenomenal stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Every tournament starts on ESPN+. Stream your own way with 4 unique feeds. All the energy.
These kids are having fun.
All the personalities.
Think Scotty's into it?
All the unexpected. All season. PGA Tour live on
Skills, February 4th on ESPN and or in the Skills Show. ESPN and ABC.
And Brendan Maxwell hits both free throws. Well, Jessica, we've seen a contrast in San Francisco shooting for the ball game, 31%, 13 to 42. But here in the second half, 5 of 8 from the floor. What do you see that's different about the Dons' offensive approach?
You know, they're just shooting better in the second half. Kata's come off the bench and hit some really big buckets.
Almost had another one right there.
They've been able to get the ball to Deborah Dos Santos, who's pretty consistent underneath the basket. And Yvonne Ejim has been out of the game for about half of the third quarter now. And she's a big inside presence for them.
Yeah, Ejim with 15 points, 8 rebounds, but her playing time limited to 17 minutes. Bounce pass. Gales will get it and the foul. And we mentioned earlier about Brenna Maxwell being so consistent. 24 games with a 3, 27 games with a made, 27 consecutive games with a made free throw. That's a pretty cool stat. Gales. San Francisco now 6 of 12 from the line. Giving up some opportunities there. Missed free throws, I think, are as bothersome to coaches as turnovers. Sauenbein. Gales the steal. Gales racing Hollingsworth. Comes up empty. Kaylee Truong. Just caught a glimpse of Kaylee Truong coming back to the bench. You might have seen it at the bottom of your screen, but she ambled pretty well back to a seat on the bench. Little in for Stokes. Illegal screen. Last year when Lauren Christie played for the Dons, she's from outside London. She said, yeah, I grew up against Esther Little. We played a lot of games against one another. They knew each other from the British national basketball program. Game's really grown in the UK. Here's Gales. And the rebound to Hybens. And the steal by Dos Santos. She does more than rebound. Here's Leitchi with the score. Well, for Leitchi, a rough day before that shot. 1 of 11 from the floor.
Yeah, you know, she's never given up. She's still going hard to the basket, and she's getting them to fall in the second half.
Illegal screen, Gonzaga. That's the third time Kyle Bacon's called that today. San Francisco's on an 8-2 run.
Gonzaga coach has no choice to put Yvonne Ejim back in the game, and she needs to stay out of foul trouble.
4 turnovers in the last minute 40 for Gonzaga. The Zags have gone 3-28 without a field goal. And in that time, the Dons have outscored them 8-2. The Maxwell free throws, the only points for the Bulldogs. Dons with 10 to shoot. Fulcher. Takeda. And Ejim the rebound. Well, Ejim trying to restore order for Gonzaga. Let's see what the Zags can do offensively. Kaylee Truong will go to the line. Second on Fulcher. Her parents, Clint and Nancy, are in for the weekend. It's always good to see them from Westland, Oregon. Kaylee Truong will go to the line. The Truong twins grew up in Houston. Went to Jersey Village High School. Houston has been such a great launching pad for so many basketball careers, especially on the women's side. Women's basketball is huge in Texas.
When I was in high school, I had the opportunity to play at a AAU tournament at Texas Tech, and I met Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah, there's a freeway named for her coach, Marcia Sharp. Charge on Lacey. When you come in from the airport in Lubbock, you drive on the Marcia Sharp Freeway. They won a national championship with Cheryl 30 years ago. She had a great career playing for Van Chancellor and the Houston Comets in the embryonic stages of the WNBA. Don's got a really great role player from the Dallas area for their 2016 WCC Tournament Championship team, Claudia Price. But I know a lot of coaches over the years have said if you can only recruit a couple of places for women's basketball in the U.S., Texas should be one of them. It's a big deal there. And Maxwell buries it. Brennan Maxwell from Gig Harbor, Washington, 13 points a game, 43% three-point shooter, and Jasmine Gales misses that. Rebounds now favor Gonzaga, 37-17. KAYLYNNE Truong will go to the free throw line. Nope, she's called for the charge. Second on KAYLYNNE.
I was going to really say I thought that was a player control foul, and I was going to be disappointed if it was a personal foul.
Luana Leite helping out with the housekeeping here. I worked a high school game on TV the other night, and they had one mop for the whole floor, and every time they needed it, it was the opposite end where the mop guy was. And he was not a young mop guy either. He had to get up and down the court, and he didn't move that fast.
That's good, though. It kept him active.
I gave him steps, but, you know, when you got a dinner reservation after the game, you want prompt action. Gales to Worth. Here's Dos Santos. She'll go to the line. Third on KAYLYNNE Truong, so she picks up two in rapid succession. And that rebound is all Gonzaga. The rebounding department has been all Zags today, 38-17. 14-point Gonzaga lead. It's been double digits since early in the second quarter. Maxwell gets the roll. Maxwell's averaging almost 14 points a game, shooting 45% from the floor. Here's Leite with the score. What a great setup by Jasmine Gales.
Yeah, you know, she really directed Luana Leite to make that cut and was able to find her for that basket.
55-41 Zags. Little. KAYLYNNE Truong off the Ejim screen. Hyben stepped on the baseline. Well, Hyben's impressed me. She caught the ball with one hand. We saw Deborah Dos Santos do that Thursday.
Yeah, both very athletic players.
You gotta have great hands to do that. You don't have to have huge hands to palm a basketball. You gotta have the right, kind of the right dexterity, the right finger muscles. Ejim will sit down. She's got her 8th double-double of the year, 15 points, 10 rebounds. 55-41. Dons can play for the final shot of the third. Gales had a three-point play opportunity at the end of the half Thursday. Hit a buzzer-beating three in Pacific 2 weeks ago. Gales. Worth gets blocked. And Leitchi's put back is short. So after 3, Gonzaga has a 14-point lead. San Francisco refuses to go away. The persistent Dons. They're going to talk about what they need to do in the fourth quarter coming up here on ESPN+.
It's time for the ultimate showdown. The Credit Union One WCC Basketball Championship in Las Vegas. Don't miss the high-flying WCC action as 18 programs battle it out to crown 2 champions. Who will be your champion? Scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
27 student athletes.
From every place,
Culture.
background.
These teams are the world.
On a basketball court. This school is the world. On a campus.
We are all different here by nature, but we're all united on the same mission.
To change the world from here.
Devine, Jessica Blodgett with you. And back here, you see Luana Leitchi driving the length of the court and scoring for the Dons. 55-41 as we go to the fourth. George Devine, Jessica Blodgett with you. And Jessica, looking at the numbers in the third quarter, San Francisco shooting much better than it had been the rest of the day, 47%. Gonzaga in the third shot 55%, but San Francisco got 4 more field goals to go in.
Yeah, you know, they're starting to do the little things right. They're making their easy shots underneath the basket. They're drawing fouls. And they're converting.
And Leitchi right there, showing the folks in the front row that sometimes it's a splash zone. Well, Gonzaga today has 39 rebounds. This team averages 36 a ball game. Just kind of put that in perspective. Leitchi. And San Francisco's cold at the line today. 6 of 14. This is a team that usually shoots right around 70%. Nowhere near a 7 of 10 clip. Well, KAYLYNNE TRUONG is back in after having to go down to the training room to be attended to early in the third. Ejim, I love that windmill motion. KAYLYNNE TRUONG doesn't get the roll. Dos Santos goes to the deck with it. Leitchi tries to pry it free. It'll stay with the Zags on the arrow. KAYLYNNE TRUONG into Hollingsworth. Ejim ready to screen. KAYLYNNE TRUONG delivers. You can almost watch that play develop in slow motion. .15 Gonzaga lead. Leitchi's got a lot of room and a bucket. KAYLYNNE TRUONG and Dos Santos with the rebound. Her 5th of the game to go with 12 points. Gales called for the charge. I think Gales took a little bit of push from behind there.
I don't think Brianna Maxwell had established her position on the floor. She seemed to be moving backwards when Jasmine Gales was coming at her.
Elsewhere in the WCC, good game in San Diego. The winless Toreros of San Diego were tied with Portland at 46. They have 129 remaining in the third. LMU has a 66-47 lead at Pepperdine. They're into the fourth quarter. Here's Ejim down low. Hook shot is in. And Santa Clara holds a 2-point lead. Oh, St. Mary's beat Santa Clara 74-67. Amazing what the refresh button on your computer can do. Here's Fulcher. Out to Gales. So a bit of an upset in the WCC today. Chances for another one, too. Can the Dons join that party? Gales. Little too hard. Time runs out.
Shot clock expires.
That's the second time today the clock's run out on the Dons. Dos Santos out, Chom back.
It's just a testament to Gonzaga's relentless defense. They really make it difficult for USF to get a shot off or an easy basket.
And there are so many defensive aspects to what they do. You know, it's defending the player away from the ball. Here's Maxwell. Ejim, easy putback for the score. Ejim right there gets points and a rebound. 17 points, 11 boards. Dos Santos and Queta are back. Fulcher and Chom. That might have been the shortest shift of Chom's career.
Yeah, she didn't look like too happy about coming out of the game.
Probably did more moving to the scorer's table than she did on the court. Ejim nearly stole it. Gales will thank her for the assist. And the Zags throw it away. Well, and this is a big opportunity for San Francisco.
There is still a sizable lead by Gonzaga, but, you know, these little mental errors by them do allow USF to keep crawling back into the game.
Gales. Well, whatever the Dons have done offensively, the Zags have matched it more with their rebounding and defense. KAYLYNNE, TRUONG. Down low to Hollingsworth. And Hollingsworth gets the roll. And the Dons will take a timeout with 6:46 to go in regulation. Gonzaga leads it by 17. The Dons have shown some signs of life here in the second half, trying to bounce back against the 17th ranked team in the country.
Hey, it's me, your future you. You made some bad money moves.
Now we're totally screwed.
Didn't fund your IRA.
Thought NFTs were a better play.
Now you still work at 103.
Your boss hasn't hit puberty.
Who's ready for their performance review?
Don't make your future you hate you.
Start making smarter financial decisions today. NerdWallet. Finance smarter.
PGA Tour live on ESPN+.
Everybody out on the golf course.
From the Pacific to the playoffs and every hole in between.
Phenomenal stuff. It's pretty cool.
Every tournament starts on ESPN+. Stream your own way with 4 unique feeds. All the energy.
These guys are having fun.
All the personalities.
Think Scotty's into it?
All the unexpected. All season. PGA Tour live on ESPN+.
$5 duo at Burger King. Double up flavors when hunger dings. Whopper Jr. and Royal Crispy Wraps for a lunch, dinner, or late night snack. BK, have it your way.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year's stars show off their best moves as they compete in dodgeball, precision passing, and more in the skill shuffle. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football. Touchdown. Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory? The 2024 Pro Bowl game. Skills Show Thursday, February 1st on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday, February. Women's college.
Jim having a signature and his team on the court.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Well, Don Francisco making new friends and his team on the court. Trying to come back from 17 down, trailed by 20 in the first half. Keita throws it away, and there's that Gonzaga defense again, Jessica.
Yeah, they trap really hard on San Francisco guards, and they're long and tall, and it's been giving the San Francisco guards a lot of trouble this evening.
Here's Ejim having a signature ball game. KAYLYNNE TRUONG, last year's Player of the Year in the conference. And Hybens goes high-low, gets called for 3 seconds. She had about a quarter of her foot in the lane. The Dons have had few second chance opportunities here in the ball game. Gonzaga's capitalized on almost all of them. Fulcher draws a double team. Dos Santos. Well, great grab there by Leite. And the pile up, the jump ball will. Arrow should go to San Francisco. But they're going to say Leite touched the baseline before it was a held ball.
Look at Yvonne Ejim playing great defense on Deborah Dos Santos.
Gonzaga goes next to San Diego on Thursday. San Diego leading Portland a few minutes ago. We'll get you an update from there on the Northern California Toyota Steelers WCC scoreboard. Toyota, let's go places. 7 to shoot. Jump ball, that'll go to San Francisco. Could really hear Michael Ann Ure yell, held ball. Our sound people do a great job.
They do.
Ben Shua and his entire team. So the players helping out the cleanup crew. Gales having a great day. It's 50-48 San Diego with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter over Portland. They're playing down in San Diego. The Dons will be in the Jenny Craig Pavilion next Saturday. Here's Leite. Fulcher with the recovery. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Great job there by Hybens bottling up Dos Santos.
Personal foul, Gonzaga, number 5 out, Hybens. Third personal.
Third on Hybens. They're now tied at 50 in San Diego. St. Mary is the winner over Santa Clara, 74-67. LMU, the 15-point lead on Pepperdine. Worth misses. And KAYLYNNE TRUONG with the rebounds. The only person she had to box out was her twin, KAYLYNNE. A few years ago, the Zags had the Worth twins. Ejim, hook shot, up and in.
She just always seems to be in the right place.
And Ejim right there, the right place for her 21st point of the afternoon. But our job was a lot tougher, Jessica, when Lisa Fortier would have both Worths and both Trungs on the floor. That was tough. We got a timeout in the action. Gonzaga trying to seal this one up. San Francisco looking for that comeback here. More WCC action is next.
I loved everything that I heard about Chime. I just didn't know how it would work without having a physical branch to go into. But Chime has more than 60,000 fee-free ATMs, so whenever I need cash out, I just
Pocket app, officially.
Las Vegas Grand Prix chooses T-Mobile for Business for 5G solutions.
Career points. Come on, Cameron Brink. Deja Kelly.
Oh, that was pretty.
Amor magic. Some brewing tonight.
There's no stopping us now.
This is just spectacular.
That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
Shot clock to 10 for San Francisco. We apologize for coming back late. The Dons' offense today has really been stifled by Gonzaga, Jessica.
Yeah, Gonzaga's defense comes out really high, almost to half court, and the San Francisco guards have been having a difficult time even bringing the ball up the floor and getting into some sort of offense.
The Dons today shooting 7% from three-point range, 1 of 14, which matches their game total on December 16th in a win at Portland State. Gonzaga 3 for its last 3 from the floor. And the Zags have held San Francisco 3 minutes without any points. Remember, Dons basketball will come your way again on Thursday, 5:45 Pacific time from Malibu. Dons look for the season sweep against the Pepperdine Waves. Gonzaga goes to San Diego next week. They had California trips 3 weekends in a row. KAYLYNNE Truong, no role for her. Rebound for Dos Santos. That's her 6th. Fulcher off the head fake. Hybens has the job of bottling up Dos Santos. Queta left open for 3. Delivers!
Queta just has such a quick release with the basketball. Her shot has been really impressive over the past few games.
She has just asserted herself so much more in the offense. And I think her teammates recognize that too. Hybens will take it herself. And Ejim's already got a double-double, but she's still hustling for every loose ball. Queta, the floater, yes! Queta has 14. She has really grown a lot this year. Lisa Fortier will call the timeout for Gonzaga. Well, the Zags are pretty much well on their way to their 20th win of the year. Trying to make it 9 years in a row with 20 wins. Lisa Fortier is in her 10th year as head coach. It would be her 9th 20-win season. This program's got such a high bar, Jessica. You look at the Zags and their history. I think a lot of people thought the sky was falling in 2016 when they went to the WNIT, but since then, every year, back to the NCAA.
Yeah, they're just a well-coached team, well-recruited. They've got a lot of athletes. They have a lot of resources, and they play tough.
About the only bugaboo on Lisa is they've only won 4 WCC tournaments in her 9 years, which is not bad. That's half the time. I mean,
if I was a head coach and I did that, I would be happy.
Oh, you'd have a lifetime contract at most schools. But they also had a year they lost the tournament championship game to BYU and then went to the Sweet 16. BYU now in the Big 12. Little giving it up to Ejim. Here's Hybens. Shot clock to 6. Little Yes. Esther Little gives the Zags some breathing room. Gales tries to answer. And San Francisco now a season worst, 2 of 16 from 3. Dons with 2 straight on the road, then they'll come home for St. Mary's and Pacific. Little to Hybens. Beautiful job.
That was an amazing catch by Hybens.
And Little just getting that pass in the right place, too. Rebound by Stokes. Dons go up to Spokane in mid-February. Here's KAYLYNNE TRUONG missing the 3. We're in stats time now with 1:40 left. Gonzaga takes a timeout to shuffle lineups. 2 teams will meet again on February 22nd. You know what, Jessica? We got a long February this year. 29 days, leap year.
Leap year.
Remember working on a WCC preview show back in 2015-16, and Jeff Judkins, the coach of BYU, said, college basketball season is all about February. I said, what about March? He looks at me and says, you don't have a March unless you have a good February.
Exactly.
And I said, February is a little harder this year. He goes, what do you mean? I said, it's a leap year. And he goes, you're right. You can squeeze an extra game in there. Sauenbein will go to the line. But a lot of people forget that. Early in the season, nobody basically punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Nobody wins their conference championship the first couple of weekends. It's like a golf tournament. You can lose it. You can fall out of it. But nobody wins the Masters on Thursday. But a lot of people have lost it. But Gonzaga has really shown through the first part of WCC play, it's the superior team in the conference. Hernandez to Chom. Keita for the 3. Chom the rebound. And Hybens tied up with Keita. Keita called for her 3rd foul.
Just trying to get a little hustle play at the end of the game to make something happen.
Just the 3rd team foul on the Dons. I don't think we're going to see either team shoot bonus free throws. Little with the Kareem goggles. Here's Hybens. And Chom will get called for the late foul. But Gonzaga has demolished Portland in Portland. Turned Santa Clara inside out twice. And then the Broncos lost again today to San Diego. Or to St. Mary's, I should say. San Diego is tied with Portland with 5:35 left down at the Jenny Craig Pavilion. Now Portland's ahead 57-56. (73-51). Pilots have gone 2-0-2 without a score in San Diego. So Sydney Fisher, known as the head coach for her defense. Here's Gales. Yes! 73-54. O'Connor. Turnaround by Burton. And Gales gets fouled. Sauenbein with her first. That's a chance right here, Jessica, for Marina Hernandez to get some needed minutes. And she'll take the 3. Cham for the rebound. It will stay with the Dons with 2.5 seconds to go in the ball game. Gonzaga will win 20 games in a row for the 9th straight year. And here's the put back by Tirado. Nothing there, and that'll do it. Gonzaga wins it 73-54. Jessica, your final thoughts on the game?
I think San Francisco came out a slow start. They missed some really easy baskets, got behind early, and against a team against Gonzaga, you can't get behind early. You got to play a perfect game, and it just didn't happen for San Francisco tonight.
Gonzaga winning its 14th game in a row, which is tied for the 3rd best active winning streak in the country. 9 straight 20-win seasons for Gonzaga. 23 overall as a program, and that goes back to the days of Julie Holt in the late 80s and Kelly Graves and what he did in the 2000s to turn Gonzaga from a doormat to a dominant program in the West Coast Conference. So Molly Gudenbauer will join us in a moment.